A bill with bipartisan support could create something like a state stimulus for thousands of Oregon workers. Good evening, and thank you for choosing NBC 5 News at 6. I'm Craig Smolin.
And I'm Grace Smith. Oregon lawmakers are considering a bill that would give Oregon workers bonuses for going back to work or continuing to work through the pandemic.
That's right, but it's still uncertain if it'll even be considered this legislative session. It wraps up this month.
NBC 5's Katie Strite joins us now with more in our top story at 6. Katie?
If the proposal is passed, thousands of Oregonians could get anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 by this fall. While the bill has bipartisan support, it doesn't have much time to make it through the legislative process this year. The legislative session in Salem is coming to an end soon, yet dozens of bills are still being considered. One proposal suggests using part of the $2 billion the state got from the federal government to give to Oregonians as stimulus money for essential workers and back-to-work incentives.
There's thousands and thousands of workers who every day went to work, masked up, and kept our community safe. And it's time that Oregon, as a state, recognizes that work.
Melissa Ungar is the executive director for SEIU Local 503. Her union is lobbying for the bill to help support thousands of frontline workers. House Bill 3409 has bipartisan support, including Medford State Representative Kim Wallen, who signed on as a sponsor. But even she doesn't know if it'll pass this session.
We'll see if it goes anywhere. But hopefully with a lot of people on it, it will. But it'll come down to whether some more of our Republican colleagues sign on.
If it passes, employers will have to apply for a state program, similar to a grant application. From there, approved employees who worked with the public throughout the pandemic could get $1,000 to $2,000 depending on their income. As the state slowly reopens, the bill also gives incentives for people going back to work.
This is an opportunity to just recognize that crossroads that we're at. And how do we help encourage people who are making those decisions to go back to work?
The bill was just introduced Monday, so it has a ways to go to become law. Ashland State Representative Pam Marsh tells us the bill is still very much at play.
With very little time left, we're going to need some time to talk about it and discuss it and understand the value of the proposal.
Legislators have their own priorities, so time will tell if the bill makes the cut.
I think there's not very many people who think it's a bad idea. There's things that people think should be funded in a higher priority than this.
While Oregon has the money, time could be the ultimate factor on whether it gets passed. House Bill 3409 had its first reading yesterday. It was referred to the Speaker's desk. Live in studio, Katie Strite, NBC 5 News.